All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into what might be the central tension of our time, right? The absolutely breakneck speed of AI and, well, what that means for the rest of us. This quote from Accenture, it really frames our whole conversation today. It kind of sets the stage for the big challenge, doesn't it? How do we take all this raw technological power and balance it with human potential, with our needs and what we value? All right, let's get into it. To really get what's going on here, you have to appreciate the sheer speed and scale of AI's growth. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. And the numbers, they're just staggering. So where do you see this? Well, just look at the patent office. In a little over a decade, we've gone from a few thousand AI patents to well over 120,000. That's a 30 times increase. Think about that. This isn't a slow burn, folks. It's a full-on tidal wave of innovation. And check this out. This really shows you the money and power being poured into this race. Back in 2017, training a key AI model cost less than $1,000. Fast forward to 2023, and training something like GPT-4, we're talking nearly $80 million. From the price of a fancy dinner to a Hollywood blockbuster budget. That's a mind-blowing leap in just a few years. Okay, but here's where it gets complicated. We have this technology accelerating at warp speed, right? But there's this huge growing gap, a disconnect with the actual people it's supposed to be helping. Our understanding, our trust, it's just not keeping up. And make no mistake, AI isn't some sci-fi thing coming in the future. It's here, right now. It's already woven into our daily work. I mean, more than 3/4 of us work at a place that's using AI. It's in the software we use, the way we do our jobs. It's everywhere. But get this. This is what's so wild. Even though it's everywhere, a huge number of people don't even realize they're using it. Almost half the population doesn't know that their social media feed is basically run by AI, or their virtual assistant. That's a huge gap in just basic AI literacy. And this gap, it's not just a fun fact. It can have seriously bad real-world consequences. Take this lawyer, for example. He used ChatGPT for research and ended up citing completely fake court cases because he just didn't know the AI could make stuff up. It's a wild story and a perfect reminder that if you trust these tools without understanding how they work, you can get into some serious trouble. So that brings us to the workplace. This is where this whole disconnect really gets real for most of us, right? It's where the big corporate ambitions for AI collide with what it's actually like for employees day to day. And it's really a tale of two different realities. You've got the business side, where executives are going all in, chasing productivity and savings. But then you have the human side, where employees are feeling the pressure, the stress, and just the sheer exhaustion of trying to keep up with all this change. Now, to be fair, the data is pretty clear. AI really does boost productivity. But here's the fascinating part. It doesn't boost everyone equally. It often gives the biggest leg up to less skilled or less experienced workers, helping them catch up to the top performers. It's kind of a great equalizer, in a way. But, and this is a huge but, all that productivity comes with some serious hidden costs. We're seeing all these new risky behaviors pop up. People are using AI as a crutch instead of learning a skill themselves. They're asking the AI instead of talking to their coworkers. And maybe the scariest one, almost half of employees admit to dumping sensitive company data into public AI tools. That's a huge security nightmare. Okay, so with all this potential and all this peril crashing into each other, it's pretty obvious the old ways of working aren't going to cut it. This is forcing leaders to basically throw out the old playbook and write a new one that puts human beings back at the very center of this whole AI story. So what does this new playbook look like? Well, one really cool idea is this concept called stability. It sounds like a buzzword, I know, but the idea behind it is brilliant. It says that if everything is constantly changing, if you're trying to be agile, you have to give people something stable to hold on to. Things like really clear goals or strong teams. You need an anchor in the storm. Another huge piece of the puzzle is building a better foundation for your data. Think about a knowledge graph. It's not just a big, dumb database. It's more like a brain for your organization's information. It understands how everything is connected. Cisco did this and saved their sales team over 4 million hours a year, just by making stuff easier to find. And this next one, it might be the most important and also the most counterintuitive. The idea of building in slack. Now, I don't mean slacking off, I mean deliberately creating unscheduled, unassigned time. The temptation is to use AI to free up time just to cram in more work. But this approach says, no, wait, real innovation, real breakthroughs, they happen when people have the space to just think. So where do we go from here? Look, the technology is here. That train has left the station. But the world we build with it, that's not written in stone. That's a choice. And it's a choice that's on us to make. And it forces us to ask some really deep questions, you know? This isn't just about code and data anymore. It's about ethics. It's about responsibility. It's about asking, what do we owe the people around us in this new world we're building? Because here's the thing you have to remember about AI. It will do exactly what we tell it to. It's like a superpowered employee that will never sleep, never stop until it hits its goal. Which means the most important job we have isn't building the AI. It's getting crystal clear about what we want its goals to be in the first place.
So that leaves us with one final really crucial thought. The AI will reach its goals. There's no doubt about that. The only question is, what are ours going to be?